everyone, welcome to Enjoy English. I'm Alice.
I'm Betty.
And today in our composition unit, we have our fun a lesson in kindness. So kindness, right, is when you're nice to people, basically. You're trying to be kind. You maybe try to help them or give them something or just make their day better in some way, right? And a lesson in kindness is you're learning something, right? Like in our English lesson, we learn English. And a lesson in kindness, we're learning perhaps kindness, right?
Right. We're learning how to be kind to people. Right. 所以我们今天要看图作文，相信这个是同学比较害怕的单元。但是我们今天的主题其实还蛮有趣的，它叫好心有好报。如果同学有看图就知道，它是有一点点跟追星相关，是追星引申的一个小趣闻。所以同学加油齁，就抱持着这个想要追星的心情，我们努力的把这篇文章完成。
So let's take a break and then get right into it. All right, so the first paragraph we have, last Monday, when Michelle was walking on the street, she saw a big poster with the words Limited Edition Pinguo Tablet X BTS on it. So that's kind of a long
right.
Way to describe it. But if you look at the picture, that is what it says. It's like Pinguo X BTS. And BTS, if you're not aware, I'm sure you probably know, but they are a very famous band,
right.
A very famous K-pop band. And Pinguo is not a real brand, or not the real name. We know the real name, right?
But we can't use that.
But we can't use it here, so we just call it something else here. But usually when you see the something X something, it usually is a collaboration between the two brands.
Right. 我们这个老师有讲到这个字 collaboration， 这个是合作的意思齁，其实就是讲品牌联名。现在其实还蛮红的，就是一个产品会找一个有名的团体或一个偶像跟他一起出产品，这样他的粉丝就会疯狂的去买。我们来看一下第一个图，你看这个我们今天的女主角叫 Michelle， 她看到了一个海报，你看她眼睛冒爱心就知道，哇，她可能就是 BTS 的粉丝啦。那我们来看一下第一句话怎么写齁。Last Monday, when Michelle was walking on the street， 哇，上礼拜一 Michelle 走在路上的时候 ，she saw a big poster， 她看到一个大海报。那我们想一下齁，如果同学想要在 poster 上面加一点描述，因为它的海报上面是有写东西的，就像比如说你想要描述杯子，杯子上面是有刻字的，有刻你的名字的，你可以怎么写呢？我们可以加一个 with 其实翻译成中文很像是有的这个概念，所以它上面就写 with the words limited edition Pinguo tablet and BTS on it。 这个 limited edition 同学可以记起来，因为现在其实这个概念蛮红的。 limited 就是有限的，对不对？ edition 就是版本，所以加起来就是限量版的限量版的 tablet 平板，那它是苹果牌的平板，所以苹果 tablet 跟 BTS 联名 on it。Michelle
was so excited about her favorite K-pop group appearing on a tablet that she decided to buy the product as soon as it became available.
那我们来看一下这个句子，它其实很长，我们来看一下它应该怎么写。如果你在英文里面想要写很长的句子怎么办？最简单的方式呢，其实就是丢连接词进去。那老师想考考同学，这句话里面有几个连接词呢？答案是2个。第一个在哪里呢？第一个在，帮我画线哦 ，so that 的地方，中文解释成太怎么样了，以至于怎么样。如果同学觉得不好记，你可以把它看成是因果，因为怎么样，所以怎么样。只是这个原因呢，通常是一个情绪。She was so excited， 哇，真的是很兴奋。对什么很兴奋？画线 excited about her favorite K-pop group。group 是一个团体，不是一个人哦。Appearing on the tablet。所以说他就做了一件事情 She decided to buy the product 他打算去买。那我们为了增加这个 Michelle 迫不及待的心情，我们在这边放了第2个连接词，一怎么样就怎么样 As soon as 同学也可以换成 the minute 分钟的那个 minute， 还再把它换成一个更小的 the second 秒的那个 the second， 还有再换成一个 the moment 时刻的那个 moment。这3个字都可以同等的代换 as soon as 一怎么样就怎么样 It became available 它一开卖呢，哇 Michelle 就要冲去买咯。
So let's pause for a bit and then move on to part 2. Okay, second paragraph. The night before the new tablet went on sale, Michelle prepared a tent and camped out in front of the store. So, hopefully you all know this, but if you don't, you might be thinking, why would she need a tent to go buy a tablet? Well, it's because for very, very popular items that have limited numbers, they sell out quite quickly.
Right.
So people will actually line up outside the store the night before to be the first in line in the morning when the store opens. So that's why she has a tent and she's sleeping there, waiting for the store to open and waiting to be one of the few people who gets the tablet.
Right. This looks pretty crazy to me, but I have some friends actually do that quite often, right? Waiting for their K-pop like albums or something.
Oh, wow.
对，有一些同学们觉得这个Michelle 就是追星追得很夸张，她前一晚就去排咯，还不是前几个小时哦，前一晚就去排了。可是我真的有认识我的以前的学生，真的就是这样子哦，很疯狂这样。那我们来看一下这个图 ，Michelle 准备了什么呢？她准备了个帐篷，所以老师有讲到帐篷的英文叫 tent。那你要扎营的话是 camped out。那 camp 这个字呢，当名词就是营地嘛，那我们把它当动词就是扎营的意思，那后面要加一个 out。Camped out. 那我们来看整句话哦。The night before the new tablet went on sale. 那这里同学不能说 went for sale. On sale 跟 for sale 是不同的意思哦。那 went on sale 就是开卖。那有的时候你看到 be 动词什么什么东西 is on sale 就是特卖，我用比较优惠的价格卖给你。那 for sale 是这个东西卖或不卖。比如说你看到一间店，有一个很漂亮的东西你想买，老板跟你说 I'm sorry, this is not for sale. 不好意思哈，这个我们不卖的啦。所以 on sale 跟 for sale 意思是不一样，同学注意一下。然后我们来看一下 Michelle 她 prepared a tent 准备了一个帐篷 and camped out in front of the store 直接就在门外商店的外面给住了下来。
When the store opened in the morning, there was a long line waiting to buy the product. So again, right, the store is closed during the night, but they have to get this, people who want to buy this tablet, they have to get there the night before because if you want to be first in line when the store opens, right, people, if they're really crazy fans or really intense fans, they will line up to be first, right? Because again, if they only have like 100, that means the first 100 people in line get the tablet. If you're number 101, oh, sorry, too bad. No tablet for you.
对，老师这里有讲到一个字 intense 就是很激烈的那 intense fans 就是哇那种我们可以说是狂粉或者是很死忠的粉丝。那我们来看这句话发生什么事。When the store opened in the morning, 这个店早上就开了嘛。There was a long line waiting to buy the product. 真的是很抢啦，所以有个长长的队伍。那同学这里我要提醒一下，There was 是有没有，那既然它这里有 was 一个动词，你后面要加其他的动词，你只能用分词哦。像我们这边就是用了现在分词 waiting， 就不是说waits W-A-T 加 S， 这是不对的哦。你前面有一个 was， 后面只能用 waiting 现在分词。
Just as it was almost her turn to get into the store,She saw an old man trip and fall a few steps away from her. So if you trip, right, usually means like you maybe tripped over a rock or I guess over your own feet. Sometimes we say that too. Is like if there's no rock or log or something, it's like, what did I trip on? Right? You might trip over your own feet. Somehow you lose your balance and you fall, right? And that...Especially for older people, that can be a lot more dangerous and also maybe it's just harder for them to get up. So when she saw an old man trip and fall, it's a little more serious than if a small child trips and falls.
真的是很紧张他突然你看图第三个图他好不容易要进去了，看到一个老年人就这样子跌倒了。那老师刚才有讲到老年人跌倒其实还蛮难站起来的。对，所以说这个时候 Michelle 应该要怎么办？她内心陷入了挣扎。那个 trip 这个字我们讲绊倒，老师刚才有讲到 trip over 就是呢你绊到什么跌倒了，你可以 trip over your own feet， 就你自己两只脚没有站好两只脚打到自己就跌倒了啦自己绊到自己。那 just as it was almost her turn， just as 它有一个强调这个时间正当它就快要进去了。 It was her turn， Her turn. It was 谁谁谁的 turn. 这个不是转啊，这个是轮到他啦，轮到他 get into the store. 要进去了。She saw an old man trip and fall a few steps away from her. 他就看到一个老年人就这样。saw 要记得它是一个感官动词啦，所以后面的动词要加原形哦，同学。所以这个 trip 也是原形，不是过去式哦。然后 fall 也是原形，看到他跌倒，在离他不远的地方啊，爬不起来。
After a short hesitation about whether to help the old man, she decided to give him a hand. So if you give someone a hand, it means that you basically help them, right? You're not literally cutting off your hand and giving it to them, right? It usually means like you will help them. Like people might say, hey, can you give me a hand with the cooking? Or can you give me a hand with the cleaning? Can you help me with something?
Right, 这个 give me a hand 不是说真的手切下来送你啦，但是呢，它的意思是帮忙，就是你帮我吧那 give somebody a hand 你也可以说 do somebody a favor, F-A-V-O-R 或者是说 help somebody 这个是最简单的说法。那 Michelle 最后决定怎么样呢？她其实内心有点挣扎啦。After a short hesitation 但是没有挣扎太久，短短的一点点挣扎 about whether to help the old man 这个 whether 是否的意思，是否要帮他，最后他还是决定好吧，那我就赶快把那个老先生扶起来。
And one thing I wanted to notice about the phrase give someone a hand, in this case, it means to help someone, but actually there's another meaning that you might hear in other contexts, where it means you give them applause, like you clap for them. So you hear maybe an announcer at a show, they might say, wow, wasn't that performance great? Let's give them a hand. And everyone says, woo, right? They clap. So that's another way to use the same phrase. It's not what it is here, but just so everyone knows, there's another meaning to that phrase.
对，这个 give somebody a hand 其实它还有另外一个意思啦，就是我们拍拍手老师刚才有讲到 clap C-L-A-P 我们帮他们拍拍手。有的时候你会听到主持人说我们大家给他们一个热烈的掌声。有的时候这个我们会讲 give somebody a big hand 加了一个 big 但是意思都是一样的。那这边我们是讲帮忙不是帮他拍手，老人跌倒就拍拍手这个this sounds too horrible.
Oh no.
Right.
That'd be really mean.
Right.
All right, let's pause for a bit and then move on to the last part. All right, so the final part, surprisingly, the old man turned out to be the father of the store owner. One thing I want to notice, I almost went on to the second sentence, but one thing I want to mention is that turned out to be means that you didn't know something at first, right? She didn't know who this old man was, but it turned out to be that he was, related to the store owner. So you didn't know this at first, and then you discover this information, or you find out like something that you didn't know before.
对，这个 turn out to be 我觉得很适合用在同学想写作文要转折的时候turn out to be 就是原本你不知道结果竟然是什么，这是一个很好的方式让你的作文呢加了一点色彩让它有一个不经意的转折意想不到的转折。那 turn out to be the father of the store owner这个老年人啊真的来头不小，他既然是这个商店主人的爸爸这是不是非常的刺激呢？然后呢我们来看一下，其实老师刚才有讲到一个叫 related R-E-L-A-T-E-D related 我们都知道它是相关的意思，那这边呢其实就是讲有亲戚关系I don't know they're related 我不知道他们竟然有亲戚关系耶，所以讲人的时候通常是讲说他们有血缘关系
In the end, Michelle got not only a free BTS tablet but also a ticket for their surprise show later that night. Wow, what a great deal.
Right.
She must be so happy.
Totally worth it.
Yeah, because their tickets, I've heard, are quite expensive, but also just difficult to get. Their shows seem to always sell out. So very lucky for her. She got a tablet and a ticket for their surprise show. So wasn't something that she was planning on happening that day, but that's what happens when you're kind, right?
Right. You get something in return. Of course, this is not why you did in the first place, but you know, yeah, let's just try to be kind. 就是 Michelle 最后她其实是有得到奖励。当然我们做善事不是为了要得到回报啦，只是 Michelle 在这个情境里面，她确实是得到了一个很好的回报。我们来看一下 In the end， 这个也是结束故事一个很好的方式齁。最后怎么样？因为我们讲到了第4张图了嘛，对不对？ Michelle got not only a free BTS tablet, but also a ticket for their surprise show later that night. Not only, but also 同学帮我把它圈起来。这个呢其实还蛮常看到，对不对？不止什么什么，也什么什么。这个同学可以记得，那它中间要放的东西要是对等的哦。比如说你中间加名词，像这边是 a free BTS tablet， 你加名词，对不对？你后面也要加一个名词 a ticket for their surprise show。这个 a ticket 跟A free tablet 它们呢是对等的。那你如果放形容词，那你后面就要放形容词，这个是同学要特别注意一下。当然呢你也可以把它换成 both A and B, so you can also say both a free BTS tablet and a ticket for their surprise show later that night.
Now remember this last part that we just read is not actually shown in any of the pictures that they gave us, right? That last panel is just her with a question mark. So again, this part, you could change it. If you were writing this composition, you could change the ending to something else. She could have just ignored the old man. That would have been mean, but it could be different. So this is just one way you could have wrote it. A very good way, but you could have wrote something different if you wanted to.
对，最后一格那个问号同学不要也是写问号上去哦，你不知道他要问什么，那个问号其实是自由发挥的意思。那我们今天呢是让他有一个好的结局。那当然你如果想要把它写成坏的Michelle 见死不救，还是冲去买那个 BTS 的 tablet， 那也是 OK 啦。这个都是同学自由发挥创意发挥的部分。
So let's pause and then talk about vocab. Okay, our favorite part, talking about the vocabulary. All right, first one, we have poster. So a poster, right, we see these at everywhere, really. We see them at stores. They can be about concerts or about sales or any event. These are posters.
Right. Poster 其实就是海报的意思，其实任何东西都可以比如说商品的海报、演唱会的海报。那如果我们要把海报挂上去呢，粘上去，我们可以说 put up posters。对，那如果你要讲这个 poster 是有关什么的你后面也可以描述一下，比如说 poster advertising movies 它是在宣传电影的一个海报。
Next, we have tablet, right? So a tablet is bigger than a cell phone, but smaller than a computer, right? It's a tablet.
Right, 平板啦，这个大家应该都很熟啦，就是比手机大比电脑小好便于携带，萤幕又不会太小，可以让你追剧的tablet.
Next, we have tent, right? So if you want to go camping, you need a tent. Otherwise, you're going to have it, rain or whatever pour on you, right? You're not protected. So it's a tent when you go camping or when you're in line for a tablet.
Right. 同学记得如果以后要追星要过夜的准备一下帐篷，别人在坐板凳你直接睡在帐篷里面。所以 tent 这个字帐篷。
Next, we have camp out. So it kind of goes along with tent, right? If you camp out somewhere, that means you're staying there for a little while, right? You camp out in front of the store or you camp out in the woods, right? You're staying there for a good while, maybe overnight or something.
Right, 所以 camp out 就是我们扎营露营那刚才老师有讲到一个 in the woods， 这个 wood W-O-O-D 加 S 就是在森林里面，所以你可以在森林里面露营，或者是在商店外面露营像今天的作文一样。
Next, we have it is one's turn to something. So, in the article, remember, it was Michelle's turn to get into the store, right? So, it's my turn to watch TV if you're fighting with your sibling, right? So, it's someone's turn to do something.
这里要注意It's somebody's turn to do something. 轮到谁要干什么了？那个 it 同学帮我记得一下那个 it 有点像是虚主词的用法啦。那你要干嘛呢？你可以后面加一个 to 把它话说完。比如说像老师讲的 It is my turn to watch TV. It's your turn to do the dishes. 是轮到你要去洗碗，轮到我要来看电视啦。所以记得它就是 it 是固定的放法，你就是放 it.It is somebody's turn to do something.
Next, we have trip. So again, you can trip and fall, right? You trip, this is a verb, so you trip over a log or trip over a rock or your own feet.
Right. 所以这个 trip 就是绊倒。同学有一个意思是旅游也叫 trip， 对不对？但是 trip 其实在这边当动词用是绊倒的意思。日常生活中我觉得也蛮好用的。你如果要加绊倒什么，我们加一个 over 在后面。
Next, we have give.Someone a hand, right? So give him a hand, give her a hand, give someone a hand, help them with something.
帮忙 give somebody a hand, help somebody.
And then finally we have turn out to be. So you didn't know something was going to happen, but it turned out to be that, that something happened or that someone was someone you didn't know, right? It was turned out to be something.
没错 turn out to be 就结果竟然是用来加强这种惊讶的感觉替文章增加一点点转折。
And that's all the time we have today. We will see you all next time.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.